Dear learner, welcome back again to Playwright with Java Automation Testing Session 30. In today's session, you will learn about Locator Assertion in Playwright with Java. In last video, you already learned what is Playwright Assertions in Java, what are the different type of assertion available. I also covered the page assertion in Playwright with Java in the last session. Today, we will discuss about most of the important critical type of locator assertions available in Playwright with Java. So in Playwright with Java, locator assertions are primarily used to verify the state and properties of the elements located on a web page. These assertions are part of the Playwright assertion class and operate on locator objects, providing built-in auto-waiting and retry mechanism to handle dynamic web content. Locator assertions automatically wait for the element to meet the asserted condition within a default timeout, typically 5 seconds, improving test reliability by reducing flakiness. In case you want to use locator assertions, so definitely you need to use the assert that methods which are available com.microsoft.playwright.assertion.playwright assertion packages. So you need to use that thing import called import static com.microsoft.playwright.assertion.playwright assertion.assert that was the thing you need to import it. So whenever you are dealing with any kind of locator, primarily locators can be like input field, text box, link, images, drop down, any other stuff. So definitely you need to use the different kind of locator assertions available in Playwright with Java. There are a couple of important locator assertions I will be discussing here, like is visible. Okay, assert that and you need to give the locator reference and dot is visible. This assertion is used to verify if an element identified by the locator is visible on the page or not. In case it is not visible, your assertion will fail, and by default all assertion are hard type assertion and your remaining line of code will not be executed. In case assertion is getting passed, definitely it will be working fine. Whereas ECDEN assert that the element identified by the locator is hidden from the page. EasEnabled will assert that the element is enabled. IsDisabled assert that element is disabled. IsEditable will assert that the element is editable. Hash count, where in case you are only having one count, you can give the integer count as 1, or in case you are having multiple count, you can give that count in the hash count in the bracket sign, which is the integer format. Okay, it will assert that the locator is resolved to the specified number of element, whereas hash class assert that the element has the specified CSS class. Hash ID, this assertion is used to verify if the element contains the specific ID or not. Hash attribute asserts that the element has specific or specified attribute with the given value. IsEmpty, this assertion is used to verify that the locator points to an empty editable element or a DOM node that has no text content added. Hash value assert that an input element like input, text area or select tag has some specific value, whereas hash text assert that the element contains the specified text. This can be an exact match or a regular expression as well. Content text assert that the element contains the specified text as a substring. IsCheck primarily work with radio button or checkbox, which will assert that a checkbox or radio button is checked. IsAttached, this assertion is used to verify that an element is connected to a document or a shadow root, meaning it is a part of the DOM and not detached or removed by any means. Is-focused assertion is used to verify if the specific element on a web page currently has a focus or not. Is in viewport, this assertion is used to check if an element is within the viewport or the default window, right? You don't need to scroll anything. So in case it is visible, so is in viewport will be working fine. The assertion will work. Now let's see the implementation. So I have created a new class called Playwright Session 30, and definitely I have imported this line, right? Import static com.microsoft.playwright.assertion playwright assertion assert dot, so that I can use that assert dot methods available in Playwright. Now these are the steps. Is nothing but to open a new browser and a page, right, for the Chrome browsers, and it will execute in the headful mode, and it will also maximize mode. Now we are navigating, after opening the page, we are navigating to the Facebook page. Now let's go to the Facebook page and let's see what are the different type of locator level assertion we can deal for the Facebook page. So let's try to deal something with that this email address or the phone number field. Now open that page and right click and go to the inspect element, and we will try to identify the element. Definitely what is there already, data hyphen test id is there, so you can try to identify the element with the help of the test id. So what we'll call page dot get by test id. You could see where you can give the string exactly, and return type will be element here, so we'll be giving it here. A return type will be element, so you can store some return type will be locator. We can store some locator variables here. You can give some text called email text, okay, because it's a text field. So that is the way I can do it. Now I need to import the locators from the com.microsoft.playwright. Now I have locator created with the help of that get by test id, which is nothing but the data hyphen test id. So now what is the stuff I can do? Let's try to do something here. Okay, I'll be calling that assert that method, where I will pass that locator reference. Okay, you could already see here. So these are the stuff we will try to implement. Assert that in the locator reference dot is visible, right? And I'll call simply is visible. So in case is visible is working fine, visible, then it will be true and there will be no problem at all. Now what I can do, I can try to execute some line of code here. So page dot url, or write anything, it will print it out. So that next remaining line of code will be working fine in case assertion is not having any problem. So using that same way, I can try to call the other method invisible, right? Then is hidden, is enabled, is disabled, is editable. Let's implement all this stuff. So what I will do, dot is visible, then is editable, then dot is enabled, then I can call is hidden, right? Then is disabled, dot is disabled. So I need to close everything with semicolon. Okay, now because by default all this kind of assertion are hard assertion only, so in case something is getting failed, your remaining line of code will not be executed, and definitely I can try to close the page whatever already open, right? I'll be simply closing it, but in case your assertion got failed, your page will not be closed, and in this line also code will be not be executed out of these 5 line, right? Now let's try to execute and let's see what's happening here. Because the element is not hidden or not disabled, so definitely it will fail in the line number 27, but line number 20 will not be executed. Okay, so you could see, and it will wait for 5 seconds. It will try to retry, auto retry mechanism, but after 5 seconds it will throw the error based on the element stuff. You could see this is assertion fail error is coming here. So what is coming here? Assertion fail error is coming. Why? Locator expected to be hidden, but it's not hidden. Actually, locator is actually available, right? It's not hidden. It is visible. Line number 27 is getting failed. So I can comment out this line. And your thing is also not getting closed. Browser is not getting closed because it is not able to execute from the line number 28 onward. Now again 29 line number, it will be again failed. Again same way assertion failed error will be coming, because it's not disable, it is visible, editable and enabled only, so that I can enter some value in that one, right? So what we'll be doing, again it will fail, wait for 5 seconds, and it will give that assertion fail error again here. So I can again comment out this part as well, because it is not a valid assertion. Actually we know that this is expectation is not enabled, not disabled this particular field, and not hidden as well. Now it should working fine. Okay, now you can close it, and now if you try to execute it, it's all the code should be working perfectly fine. So it will open the Facebook page, is closing it, right? Here, if we just can wait for some more time, so that page will stay for some time, right? Page dot wait for timeout. I can wait for 2 seconds. So 2000 millisecond I can give it. So my code is working fine. This all assertion is getting passed. In case anything is failing, so I can get to know that like assertion fail error, and I can analyze it. I can fix the code. Okay. Now what we can do with this text field? Apart from that, there is another methods available called where I can check the count. How many count available with the same locator? Dot has count method. Okay, so definitely count should be integer format, right? It should be one, because only one element is visible with this particular right data. Okay, particular data hyphen test id. Royal email is unique here, so if you just copy it and press Ctrl F here, you could see one of one, and this is highlighting the email field, right? So it is only one element, so this also will be true. Okay, now what we can do, we can try to check the hash id or hash class. So what we will do, we'll try to simply call that one, and I can use dot hash id. Okay, so it will be printing me the id whatever available, right? Hash id. Simply I need to call it. It will print me. Okay, so what is the id available? Email. So what I need to call hash id, and what is the thing, right? I need to give the value what exactly should match here, right? So email, it should match with email. Okay, so it should be asserting, because the id should match with the email whatever actual value is there. Then again I can give something called hash class, right? Here I can give some pattern whatever expected. So what is the class here? This is the class, so I can give the simple value, so it should actually match. In case of matching, there will be no assertion failure, otherwise it will give me the failure. Now what I can do, I can try to use that like after hash count, hash class, hash id, I can try to use check the hash attribute, where you need to give the name and the value, right? So what are the different attribute I can try to check? You need to give the dot hash attribute. You could see you need to give the like string pattern name and value. So what is the stuff I can validate here? So say I will give that type, right, and the value equal to text. So what I can do, I can give something within the double quote type, and I can give the value as text, and I can end with that. Okay, multiple attributes, similar way I can validate it. Okay, so what are the additional attribute? Class I already verifying, id I'm already verifying. I can validate name also, which is email. So I can try to validate name, which is email. Okay, similarly attribute also, class and id also I can validate with the help of that hash attribute. Apart from that, I can validate like placeholder attribute. Okay, what is the value? I can give simply here all the value, I can copy and paste it here. And if you just validate other attribute called data hyphen test id, autofocus, or all this stuff, you can validate it. Let's try to validate one more attribute called other attribute. So in case the thing is matching, so it will be, there will be no error, right? It will be perfectly working fine. So area label attribute I can also verify. Okay, what is the value? Email address or phone number along with placeholder. Okay, so now let's try to execute the code, and let's see, there will be no error, because right here your hash count, hash id, hash class, and all the hash attribute whatever we want to validate, type, name, placeholder, area label, that value we have just copied it. So definitely it should exactly match. In case there is a mismatch, so definitely it is a failure, right? Expected was there, but it's not working. So wait for 2 seconds after this closing. So you could see there is no error. So all the assertion is working fine, perfectly fine here. Now we will try to see that isEmpty attribute. So what is isEmpty? Right? This assertion used to verify that locator point to an empty editable element and there is no content. Because we are just validating that email field, we are not adding anything. So definitely isEmpty will be true here. So what we'll be doing, we'll be calling that assert that the element locator, and then we'll be calling isEmpty. Okay. So it will be empty by default. There is no value at all. Okay, after that, if I want to add some value, that I also can add it. Okay, so what we'll be doing, we'll be using that locators, and we'll be adding some value called fill with the help of the fill method, and I can enter some value called Haradhan. Okay. Now, if you want to validate whatever value already added, so what you can call? You can call, okay, this has value method, which will assert that an input element like input or text area or select has specific value after selection or entering it, right? It will be perfectly displayed. So what we can do? Assert that, then this particular locator, okay, dot has value, you can call, right? You can give the value, what is the value I have entered, so that value should be populated here, and you can match it, so it should perfectly working fine now. And after that you are calling it is empty, so it will fail it, right? Let's try to run it, and let's see all the test cases, all the results will be passed here, whatever we have tried to do with the help of the assert dot method. Okay, so we are trying to call is visible, is readable, is enable, yes, has count with the same element only one. Okay, we are entering the Haradhan also. It's perfectly working fine, and remaining line of code also executed, and page is also getting closed. So you also wanted to how many element is there, has count with similar type integer format. We are validating the email has class, right? And there are different attribute like type, name, placeholder, all this stuff. Initially we are checking that whether it is empty because we did not enter any value. After that we are trying to enter some value with the help of the fill method because it is text fill. After that we are checking that whatever value we have entered, that is also matching with the help of the has value method we are calling it. Okay, now we will try to create one more locator. Say what we will be creating one more locator, so for the this link, right? And we will try to do some person. This link is having a forgotten password text, right? So what we can create, starting with anchor link, we'll create a XPath simply. Okay, then I can give something called content. Okay, I can give in the bracket text, comma. Okay, so yeah, contents, anchor link, text, comma, forgotten password. It should be single quote. Okay, you could see it's highlighting only one element, right? So also count with this particular locator will be also one. So what we'll be doing here will be trying to create a element here, page dot locator, and we'll be calling that, we'll be giving that XPath, and I can create one more locator here. Okay, what is the locator name I can give? Forgotten password link, right? So you can easily understand from the name itself what is this all about, right? Now definitely that's kind of stuff we need to give it, cut paste, and then give it here. Okay, after waiting for 2 seconds I can give it, and again after validating all this stuff I can wait for again 2 seconds. Okay, so this is the locator already identified. Okay, now what we can do, right? These are the stuff we can validate it again. So definitely this is enabled, this is visible, this is editable. So I simply need to check that reference here. Okay, again the count also will be one. Again similarly, what are the other attribute also there, I can also check it. Okay, these are the common stuff, I can check it for this link element locator as well. And apart from that, this is a link, right? What I can do, I can call something called hash text and content text. Okay. Okay, you could see here hash text will assert that element contains some specified text. Okay, content text also assert that element contains the specified text as substring, as a substring. This can be exact match or regular expression as well. Okay, so what I'll be doing it, I'll be calling that simple thing assert dot element locator, then I can give something dot, then I can give call that method called hash text. I can give that exact text, right? Hash text pattern expected. What is the text here? This is the exact text, right? This is the exact text. In case it's matching, it should work perfectly fine. So this part I can give it within the double quote. Okay, then what I can do, I can call another method called content text. Okay, you could see you can give that complete text whatever available, or you can give the partial part as well. Okay, you can give simply this partial part, it will still work. Whatever is unique, definitely that should be unique here. Okay, then apart from that, you could give something called here dot content text. Okay, you can give something called pattern, right? So what you can give, you already seen the pattern here. Okay, so pattern I can also call it pattern dot compile. This is the method where you can give string regex, right? Regular expression. Something called double quote dot start, and maybe this particular part, right? I can give it instead of the starting part. Anything is there, I can give it, and I can edit, and I can edit here. So you could see it should be working fine now. Okay, content text with the pattern also I am giving it here. Content text is substring, or you can give it, right? Okay, content text assert that the element contains the specified text as a substring instead of whole thing. Sometimes, right, a particular link might be a very big link, right? You are not able to give it, right? There might be some error later point of time, so you can give some fixed component which will be fixed always instead of dynamic part. Okay, because sometimes might be dynamic part, I can just go with the static part. That also reason we can use content text. Hash text, you need to give that full text here so that it will validate. Now again, let's try to execute and let's see what's happening there. So definitely it will try to pass everything. There will be no error at all. With all the assertion whatever we have tried to use, everything should pass here. Okay, it is also identifying the forgotten password link, and it is okay. Let's see what's the problem here. Okay, error. Okay, playwright exception. Okay, element is not an input text area or select. Okay, content table. Okay, and does not have a role, allowing area read only. Name equal to error is coming. Okay, which line number playwright exception is coming? Let's see. Let's validate it. What line number error is coming? Okay, error is coming as 45 line number. No, okay. Yeah, it was expecting something called forgotten text. Locator. Page.locator. I have tried to give that locator here. Let's see what's the problem here. This is the locator is highlighting. So page.locator should perfectly work here in the double quote. Let's analyze the error. Okay, element is not an input. Okay, text area that does not have any role. Okay, so some stack error is coming. Okay, waiting for locator, and that locator is not visible. Actually, this is locator failing. Okay, let's try to run once more time, and let's see what's happening here now. Okay, as we're entering the value, after that waiting for 2 seconds, and then we're waiting for the locators. Okay, this is the locator variable, editable as count. It should work fine. Let's see. Mm, okay, playwright means line number 45. Okay, is editable. Okay, it is a link, right? It should not work. That is the reason, right? It is a link, not an input field. That is the reason the problem is coming. So you cannot use that. It will definitely throwing the error. That is the reason it's giving some playwright exception. So that is the reason it is also mentioning, right, element is not an input, text area or select. So definitely that particular is not valid at all. Okay, so I can remove that one, it's not valid. So that is the way you can analyze the error. You can find out which line number error is coming, right, all this stuff, then you can try to run it. So editable is not working fine, so you can just check is visible or enable only, and you can check the count, and you can validate the hash text and content text as well with the help of pattern.compile and Java regex as well. Regular expression. Regex is nothing but the regular expression. So now it should work fine perfectly and should get closed. Yes, working fine perfectly. So that is the way, right? All the method is not applicable for all the stuff. Just like that editable, right? It is not only applicable for like text or text area or select field. Similarly, is check, that will be only applicable for in like radio or checkbox. Okay, so that are the stuff you need to take care. Okay, now let's comment out all this stuff. Okay, now let's try to navigate to a new maybe new page where we will try to validate primarily that is checked option, because that is only we can deal with the wherever there will be like radio button or the checkbox. So this is the is check part, right? We can check it primarily. So there is an like another websites available to validate the radio or checkbox. So this is the website. Okay, I can go here, I can change the URL. Now what I can do, I can create a for the checkbox one, I can try to create expert here. So what is the way I can do? So ID equal to there, right? This is the ID. Okay. So what I can do, I can try to create a expert with the help of the ID. Okay, so tag name is input or CSS. I'll give something called input, and then third bracket ID equal to this value, and I end with that. You could see 1 out of 1 is being displayed, right? So definitely it is highlighting. So what I can do here, I can change the value here. Instead of get by test ID, or in case other thing is available, no, it's not available. So I need to go with some locator only, page dot locator, and I can give that XPath or CSS whatever locator is available, and I can end with here. Okay, and I can give like called checkbox 1. Okay, now similar way I can try to validate whether is visible, right, is enable or is editable, all this stuff. Okay, these are the stuff I can definitely validate it, and also the count here. Okay, so what I'll be doing, changing that variable name here, and then what I can do, I can try to check it whether it's checked or not. So definitely it will not be checked, right? Dot is checked. So because we are not checking it, right? So it will not be checked initially. So it will be definitely fail. Okay, initial time. Now let's try to execute it and let's see what's happening here. And is check will fail at the line number 30. So remaining line of code will not be executed. So it will wait for 5 seconds, and it will not able to find it. It try work will not work, so it will throw the error. You could see what is the error is coming. Locator expected to be checked, but it is unchecked after 5 seconds, right? So this is the again assertion failure is coming. Okay, and which line number 30, that is the assertion failure is coming. Now other assertion is working fine, right? And definitely to wait for 2 seconds, it is print also URL is not getting printed. So what we can do now, we can check the checkbox first. After the read case is checked, then it will be validated, right? Whether it's checked is enabled. So I can check or click. Okay, that checkbox. So definitely now it should work fine, perfectly fine. Okay, now let's try to run it again. Let's close that instance. Okay, now let's try to run it again. So it will be working perfectly fine. We're able to get that URL here, right? And it will close the browser as well. And checkbox will be checked and it will be closed. And is checked of method will be also working fine perfectly. Okay, you could see it getting checked. Wait for 2 seconds, it's getting closed, right? And you are able to see the URL here because all your remaining step is executing fine, as there is no error, no assertion failure. Okay, so that is the way I can check it. Now here there is a hash count options method I already told here, right? What is that? it asserts that the locator resolved to specific number of element matching one. So here only one element with this help of this locator. But in case I am creating some other locator where there might be multiple stuff, right? So what I can do, I can try to create a locator called check for all the checkbox. Common locator I can create it. What I can do, page dot locator. Okay. So what I can give here, right? I can give something this type, right? Input, and what is the type? Type equal to checkbox. So it will be highlighting three checkbox, right? So here what I can give, type equal to checkbox. So that is the way I can create the CSS. You could see one of three is being displayed. One, two, three. So all the checkbox is able to display with the help of the type equal to checkbox and tag equal to input. So it will be giving the result called 3, right? So what I can do, I can give something like that here. And now if I call that one, right, here I need to give the count as 3 because it is not 1 will not work. So I need to give the count as 3 for this variable checkbox instead of checkbox 1. Now it should also work. So in case you are having multiple count, right, where it will be giving the list of count instead of one count, right, multiple count. So you can use only for one count or multiple count. It will assert that locator resolved to the specific number of elements, matching element. Because here it is coming 3 element, right, 1 of 3 of 3. 1, 2, 3, you could see. So it should also give me the 3 and 3. Whenever we are giving that 3 as count, it should pass. The SSR should work fine. And it should completely working fine, and the page should get closed and title should be printed out. All the code should be working perfectly fine. So that is the way you can use hash count with the similar type of object to understand how many similar kind of locators is available in the page. So it is checking definitely, and it is also working perfectly fine. So there is no error. So that is the way, right, you can deal with this particular part. Okay. Now we'll see last couple of element, right, called is attach, is focus, or is in viewport. Okay. So what we'll do, we'll comment out this particular code here. Okay, let's remove all this part for now. We'll try to navigate to the page and we'll try to just create a locator. So this is the another page I'll be going through, which is nothing but the playwright.dev Java page, right? This is the Playwright official page, and I can replace it here simply. Now what I can do, I can try to create a locators. Okay, what is the locator I can create for this particular element called page for player for Java. Okay, let's try to inspect it. Okay, what is available here? Class. Okay, before the page, right, I can try to use it, right? So with the help of the dot class, and the before the space part, it will still work. Let's see. Press Ctrl F, give dot, and then give the class. You could see. Okay, actually this element is primary, the first element is being visible, so it should work, right, this part. Okay, so let's see here, just space locator and give dot that class name, that should work. And what is the element name you can give, called playwright for Java locator play for Java link, I think, right, that is the link. Yes, link. So that is the variable I am giving. Okay, now what I can do for here, I can try to validate whether it's attached or not, right? So what I can try to do, I can just simply call this one. Okay, and here I can change it, dot is attached, whether it's attached to the DOM or not. Okay, so it is attached actually. So here if you validate it, right, it is attached with some DOM, right? This is the button, div, all this tag, it is attached with something. Okay, so that should be perfectly fine here. So is attached, this assertion is used to verify that the element is connected to a document or a shadow root, meaning it is a part of the DOM structure and not detached or removed. It is not detached or removed. In case something is detached, so it will be false. So that should work fine. Apart from that, there are other two methods I can try to validate it. Okay, so say I can try to call that other method called is focused. Okay, dot is focused. Okay, so definitely I am not focusing it, so it should false. Apart from that, there is another thing called is in viewport. The assertion used to check if the element is coming within the default window or within the default viewport, right? So it should be working fine here. Is in viewport, right? Okay, this ensures the locator point to an element that intersect viewport, right? In case something is not coming, so you need to call the method called like scroll into view if needed. After that, sometime it might work. But here it is by default, whenever opening, it should opening the page, it is coming, element is visible without like scrolling. But so it should work. But is focused will not work here. It will the line number 29 assertion will fail. Okay, let's execute it and let's see what's happening here. It will open the page, it will identify the element playwright for Java link, right? And it will try to like check all the assertion, but it will fail. Because why? Line number 27 is getting failed. You could see. Okay, sorry. Okay, no. So it is actually not that link one. So we have taken the different, I think, part. So that is identifying two element might be that is not is attached. So what we can do? This one, this is not the correct one. So yeah, this is the thing we can highlight it, right? Take it. Okay, it is attached to it something, right? The deep one. This is the not attached, so it is perfectly fine. This is actually not attached, right? It is the last one, so it is not attached with anything, right? But if we give something called navbar dot brand, okay, here if you just change it, then it should be working fine because that is attached. Okay, navbar hyphen brand, that should be fine. But this one, the last one, right? Navbar title, okay, it should not work because this is the last one. It is attaching with the parent and the child tag. So we will try to replace it here. Now let's try to execute it. So it should fail in the line number 29 only. Okay. So is attached is viewport will be working fine perfectly for this particular options in that playwright.dev/java page, but is focused will not work. Okay. So it will fail the test case in the line number 29. You could see why, because is focused is locator expected to be focused, but we are it is not working. So what we can do before validating is focus, so we can try to give the focus, right? Make it focus. So there is a methods available to make it focused. Okay, so what we can do, we can call that variable, and there is a method called focus. Okay, you could see it will focus on the matching element. So now after that focus is happening, then it will is focused might work. Okay, and all the assertions should work. Now it should right execute the remaining line of code, and your page should also get closed, and it will like print you the page current page URL in the console as well based on the step you have written. It is focusing, and now it is perfectly working fine. Okay, so it is also code is working fine, is focus also working. Okay, now what we'll do, especially for the is in viewport, right? This method, like you could see, this is the default view, right? Whenever it open. But now, in case I want to deal with some of the elements, say this one, right? This is the VS Code part we want to deal. Okay, so by default, it is not in the view, right? Not in the default view. So what we can do, we can try to right identify this element, say any of the element, right? All these element one by one, whatever is there. So what is the element name? Alt is VS Code and tag name is starting with img. So what I can do, I can try to create a thing //img, or maybe simply img, then alt equal to the value. You could see, okay, maybe this part will not work, so I can try to create XPath here // here in I can give something called alt, and I can give that one VS Code because that is there's a space available. Now you could see it is highlighting one of one element, so that is fine, right? So what I can give the variable name called okay, locator, okay, VS Code image equal to page dot locator here, and I can give that locator value what is expert in the double quote. Now what I can do, I can call that one assert dot in viewport, right? And I can change that simply that variable value here. So it will not work, right? It will fail here. Why? Because whenever page is like opening, right, it is not coming, option is not visible here. This part only visible, right? So it is not visible, it's not in the viewport. So it will fail in the line number 33. Let's run the code and let's see what's happening here. So if you're running the code in line number 33, that particular assertion is in viewport will fail. Okay, so what we can do, we can try to call the method called scroll into view needed. After that, it will definitely pass. Okay, you could see line number 33 gets failing. What is the assertion failed error? Locator expected to be in the viewport, but it is not in the coming in the viewport. That image is not visible. Here, what I can do now, I can try to copy that object here dot call and call that method called scroll into view if needed, so that it will scroll the element, right? And after that it will check. Okay, so we already waiting for also 2 seconds, so it should be working perfectly fine. You could able to see the scroll also happen because we are trying to scroll it, right, into view if needed. Then you see your viewport will working fine because that element is visible after scrolling into the element. So now you are executing the code, you could able to see like it will try to identify the element after scrolling the view. Okay, you could see it's scrolling, and now it is in the particular scroll window, right? It is per page is perfectly working fine because it is visible, so is in viewport options also working fine. So these are the very critical stuff, right? Methods available for the locator assertions, like is visible, is hidden, is enabled, is disabled, is editable. Hash count we can get for a single element or multiple similar kind of element. Hash class, hash id, hash attribute for all the attribute with corresponding value, like in the key value pair combinations. Is empty in case you are not giving any value, and hash value initially it will be blank, and after entering some value you can check the whatever value is entered properly or not. Hash text, you can check the complete text. Okay, content text will work specifically for a partial part or substring, right, or using regular expression as well. Is checked will work primarily for the radio or checkbox. Is attached, you can check whether that element is attached to some DOM or not, right, a part of knob or detach or remove. Is focused will be only work whenever the current element is focused. And then last one is in viewport, you can assertion is used to check if an element is within the viewport. So these are the very critical important like locator assertions available in period. There might be couple of more, okay, but like these are the more important locator assertions, like you need to use it in your daily work, especially whenever you are working in the Playwright with Java. Okay, and definitely you can deal with that. Okay, so that's all from today's session, guys. Thank you.